Well, folks, it's time for a WIP parade. A WIP parade. WIP parade. So welcome back to my channel. I just got back from seeing West Side Story, which was actually really good. I am a big fan of if it's not broke, don't fix it. And the original was fine, in my opinion. But actually, the remake is really good. My only grievance is that the song Someday was not sung by Tony and Maria. So, spoilers, if you can call them that. But that really annoyed me because, you know, West Side Story is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet. And that song is like a perfect embodiment of how Romeo and Juliet feel. You know, like there's a place for them somewhere, somehow, some way, someday, you know. It should have been sung by Tony and Maria, because it was in the original, and that's what the song was made for. But anyway, other than that, I thought it was a good movie. And it was 2 hours and 45 minutes long. So, it was a really long movie. But anyway, I thought this would be a good time to go over my works in progress for the year and where I am at with them all. Let me just kind of shove all these on the floor. And I'm actually going to do this in 2 parts because I want to show you all my new starts in a separate video. So I can talk about them more individually, like talk about them longer for each one. So what I want to start with first is my finishes. I forgot one. I'll be right back. So the first one I want to talk about is quilts by Long Dog Sampler. This is actually an FFO, but I gave it to my mom for Christmas. So I did a little video about how it looks now, which I will insert. But this is where I was at the start of the year. This is all I had finished at January 1st. And then this is where I'm at now. Here's my finished Long Dog Sampler quilts. I have it framed because I'm giving it to my mother for Christmas. These were a pain. All that color changing. Every 9 stitches I had to put a new color. That's her initials, and then this is the 2021, the year it was made. So there it is. So as far as my other finishes, I had this ornament collection. I had only had a couple, like with all the starts I had for the beginning of 2021, I had to have at least 200 stitches on them, which you'll see in the second part of my WIP parade. I've had the same situation with the new starts that I'm doing for 2022. So I had started the bear of the ornament collection, and I actually did 6 of them. So I put a name for each of them for all of my family members. That's the bear completed. And then I also have, so it was for my husband, Nathan. And then Kimmy, my daughter. This is Ronan, my son. I have Evelyn, my squirrel, and Lincoln, little penguin. And then for me is the owl, Sarah. So I have to put the backs on. Like I got the fabric and stuff, but I need my mom to help me. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm sure there's tutorials. It's easier to just go to my mom's house. So she's going to help me put the backs on these to make them into ornaments for the family. And then those will be done, but at least the cross stitching and back stitching is all done. So I consider that a complete. And then also, I finished Hello Pumpkin. So this is where I was at the beginning of the year. I did this one on 14 count. I have also finished Hello Dear, which is the winter one. This is the fall one. And now for next year, I'm going to work on the spring one. But anyway, here is Hello Pumpkin. And as you can see, I did not give myself very much border. So I'm going to have to finagle that when I frame it. I really messed up with that. I think I only gave myself a half an inch border, an inch of border. So that was dumb. But anyway, yeah, here's the whole tree in completion. So that's done. And then I also finished the peacock sampler from Linen and Threads 2019 Stitch Along. So this is where I was at the beginning of the year. Basically, I just finished the peacock and that's about it. And this is where I am now. This was done on 2/2 on 32 count linen. So I did not fill in. Up here is for initials and down here is for a date. And like I've said before, this is going to be a wedding gift for my daughter, my oldest daughter, whenever she gets married. So I will fill those things in when that time comes, which is hopefully in the next 2-3 years that she'll get engaged and get married. I mean, she's 20, she's going to be 21 soon, but she's been with the same boyfriend forever. So, anyway, okay, there. And that's it. I spent most of December doing this border and nothing else, so I like the way it turned out. So those are my finishes. I had 4 finishes for this year, which is a lot considering everything I started it in 2020. Nothing is older than that. Everything I started in 2020. So now I'm going to show you the other things I worked on this year. In no particular order. So I have Captain Ratbeard by Chris Dunn. I'm doing 2/1 25 count linen, Lugana. And this is where I was in the beginning of the year. And then this is where I am now. So I did 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm starting to work on page 5. Make sure you can see it okay. The other Chris Dunn that I'm working on is Bedtime Stories, which I'm also doing over 25 count. Just assume everything's 25 count. That's like my favorite stitch count. But I'm doing 2/1 25 count. So I can show you where I was at the beginning of the year. And here is where I am now. It's the only one I have on a scroll frame. I don't like these. I prefer the Q-snaps. So I might end up switching this over to a Q-snap when I free one up. But for now, it's okay. Yeah. The whole top, this is all done. This is complete. This first row is complete. I think it was 5 pages. So yeah. The other full coverage I'm working on is Creation of Adam, which is going to take me forever to finish. This is a huge, huge piece, but anyway, I can show you where I was at the start of the year. And here is where I'm at now. So I was getting really sick of the blue. My original thought was to do all blue and then come back and fill in Adam and God and the hands touching. But I got so sick of just blue, 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 blue. And I really wanted to see how it was going to look, how, you know, the art itself was going to turn out on cross stitch. And now I have a good sense. I'm not done with Adam's face, but I'm really far enough along to say, yeah, this is going to look pretty cool. It's going to look pretty cool. So I have dreams of one day putting that in my bathroom so that whenever I have guests over and they sit down on my toilet and they look up and they see Michelangelo. Another one, I actually restarted this dragon sampler and I still don't like it. I had originally done it in this multicolored thread. I thought it was too busy. I wanted to try simplifying it by putting a white thread on dark linen with red highlights. And I still don't like the way it looks, but anyway, this is where we're at right now. I'm just kind of not been working on it because I'm just not happy with it. It's so hard to see this fabric too. Which actually my husband got me a headlamp for Christmas, so that might help to see the fabric better. I don't know. But because it's something I haven't given up on, I wanted to at least showcase it in my WIP parade because I hope to possibly touch on it again this year once I'm freed up some other stuff and completed some other stuff. I might come back to this. The thing I'm furthest along on is actually the Legend of Zelda stained glass piece. I think I'm like 62% done. So this is one that I'm probably going to get finished in 2022. But this is where I was at the start of the year, and this is where I am now. So I think from here over, like, this is all complete for the most part. Pretty sure it's all complete. No, it looks like there's a little bit I have to fill in here yet, but mostly complete from that section over. Zelda's complete. This is all filled in. And like up in here. So I was trying to make my way over to here and then work my way down to get this top half done and then just finish the rest in the bottom. But then I get bored and jump around. The problem is I got this pattern on Pictopat where you take a picture and you put it on pictopat.com and it makes a pattern. And it's great to do that because, you know, it's free, but the problem is it has so much confetti that it's like one stitch here, one stitch here, one stitch here, one stitch here. It's so time consuming getting all that confetti, which probably wouldn't be the case if it was an actual pattern. The other one that one I started in May. So that and this one are my two oldest projects that I'm still working on. This is my Don't Starve Together piece. Don't Starve Together is one of my favorite video games. And I haven't been working on this one very much, so you're not going to see a whole lot of progress, but it's where I was at the beginning of the year and where I am now. So mostly I put time into her face and I finished this. This Don't is completely filled in and I started working on Starve. But yeah, that's where I am with that. I think I got everything, but if I forgot something, I'll include it in the next video. when I talk about the new starts I'm doing, which I hope to do in the next couple days. So I have Red-Haired Cat. This one I took off the frame just because I didn't have enough Q-snaps and I haven't been working on it regularly. I would like to touch on it at least once, 1 week this year, hopefully 2 weeks in the year. I decided for this year I'm going to go week by week. So every week I'm just going to work on one project. And then the next week I'll work on a new one. And I'm going to alternate between new and old. So 1 week I'll work on the stuff I started in 2020. And then the next week I'll work on the stuff I started in 2021, aka December. So this is pretty much all I've gotten done so far on Red-Haired Cat. So I also had the Unicorn Peacock Badger by Scarlet Letter. This one came as a booklet pattern, so I'm working page by page. I finished 2 pages this year, so this is where I was at the beginning of the year, and here I am now. I really like the colors in this, and the weirdness, the kind of folk art weirdness of it. It's just my style of art. I like that stuff. It's like this pillow, which I've showed you before from IKEA. I love that. Anytime I see stuff like that, I think, gosh, I wish there was a pattern for me to cross stitch it. So I want to show you this. I have to take it off the frame. The last one I want to show you is Day and Night. I almost forgot the name of it. By Long Dog Sampler. And I can show you where I was at the beginning of the year. I've done a lot on this this year. So I'm hoping to finish the entire middle and start working on the outside in 2022. Maybe even get it done. But anyway, this is where I'm at right now. Let me just take this away. So I almost did the entire, I have this little leg here, but this is the whole inside border. So I still have to fill out, you know, this area up here, which I started working on with the owl there. But this is all complete. The bottom and then up in here, that's all complete. So I just have the rest of the inside to fill out. And then the outside has that lovely little houses all over the place. To do the outside border. So yeah, so that's where I am with my WIP parade. These are the things I'm going to be working on in 2022 and continue to progress with. There's a couple other things that dropped off that I'm just not going to continue because I haven't touched them at all this year, so there's no point in even talking about them. They are the projects of shame, as I'm sure all of you have at least 1 or 2 of those. So anyway, thank you for watching. I will have a part 2 out in a couple days where I showcase all my new starts. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!